talk about nanotechnology, the structures of nanomaterials and its various applications in the field of science. First, we need to start by talking about what is nanotechnology. In the lexicology of science and technology, the prefix nano refers to 1/1000th of a unit. For example, when we talk about nanomaterials and its structures, 1 nanometer is 1/1000th or 10 to the power minus 9 part of a meter. The nanometer scale is a natural spatial context for molecules and their interactions. Nanoscience and technology therefore deal with objects at a nanometer scale. We talk about their applications in the field of biology because the various entities of the biological world which form the foundation of it, like the cell, bacteria, virus, etc., are easier to study at this minute scale. Therefore, we say that nanotechnology is the area of science where the physical sciences meet the biological world. We need to now talk about the various types of nanomaterials and their structures. Nanomaterials or nanophase materials are the materials which are made of grains that are about 100 nanometer in diameter and contain less than few 10,000s of atoms. The grain sizes of the conventional materials vary from few microns to few millimeters and contain several billions of atoms. We first need to talk about a quantum. When the size or dimension of a material is continuously reduced from a large or macroscopic size, such as meter or centimeter, to a very small size, the properties remain the same at first. Then when the final size drops below 100 nanometer, drastic changes begin to occur in the properties. We first need to talk about the quantum well. Whenever we talk about a 3D structure, we consider three planes, X, Y and Z plane. If one dimension is reduced to a narrow range while the other two dimensions remain large, we obtain a structure known as a quantum well. This is the progressive generation of a rectangular nanostructure, and this is the curvilinear nanostructure of a quantum well. The conduction electrons in this kind of a structure are confined in a narrow dimension. In this case, the Z plane, which is in the nanometer scale. In the X and Y planes, which are on a micrometer scale, these electrons are free to move. The most important example in the 3D case of nanotechnology are thin films. We move on to quantum dots. The extreme case of this process of size reduction, in which all three dimensions reach low nanometer range, is called a quantum dot. Here we can see in all three X, Y, Z planes, the dimensions are in nanometer scale. A quantum dot can be in the shape of a tiny cube, which is in the rectangular shape, or a reduced cylinder or a short sphere with extremely low nanometer range of dimensions, which is in the curvilinear shape. Movement is restricted in all these three directions. The most important example in this case is the CDSE structure, which is the cadmium selenium structure. We finally go on to the quantum wire, which in the case of applications of nanotechnology is the most important. In a quantum wire, two dimensions, which is in this case the Y and Z plane, are reduced to a large scale, and one remains in a meter scale, which is the length dimension, and the other two form the diameter dimension, which are very small. Therefore, the conduction electrons are free to move along the length of the wire, while their transverse movements are extremely restricted. This is the basic structure of a quantum wire. The most important example in this case, and probably the most important application in the field of nanotechnology here, is the carbon nanotubes. So we need to study about what exactly quantum wires, in this case carbon nanotubes, are. So what are carbon nanotubes? Carbon nanotubes, popularly abbreviated as CNTs, are cylinders of one or more layers of graphene, which is basically its lattice. Its dimensions or lengths range from less than 100 nanometer to 0.5 meter. Individual CNT walls can be metallic or semiconducting depending on the orientation of the lattice with respect to the tube axis, which is called chirality. Carbon nanotubes can be used as building blocks to fabricate 3D macroscopic all-carbon devices. As science is progressing, gradually carbon nanotubes are becoming more and more important as a device made with it not only becomes lighter in weight but provides greater tensile strength to the structure. Most important popular application of carbon nanotubes is in the area of sports, where tennis and badminton rackets are being made by carbon nanotubes instead of the conventional plastic. As of 2013, carbon nanotube productions have exceeded several thousand tons per year. And here we need to see how popular carbon nanotubes have become in making next generation energy storage devices as supercapacitors, high performance catalysts, photovoltaic cells in case of conversion of solar energy, all over microelectronics, and especially in biomedical devices and implants, the most important part of which is medical imaging. In the field of biology, especially in medicine, the one area I would like to focus on is cancer treatment. As we know, cancer is one of the most prevalent and deadly diseases in the world and have very little chances of cure as of now. As the science is progressing, nanotechnology comes into play, and in the cancer drug delivery system, scientists have developed a very efficient method of targeted drug delivery using nanobots or robots at a nanoscale. What happens is these robots are marked with oncomarkers which identify those particular type of cancers. So these nanobots are made with that origami structure in mind, which travel exactly to the tumor which is malignant, open up and deliver the tiny nanoparticles which is the medicine exactly at the target. The main advantage of this is that the surrounding cells or tissues aren't damaged. As we know, cancerous cells multiply at a very fast rate, and therefore when the drug is delivered to the target at the particular point, the tumor tends to be destroyed in a more efficient manner. As nanotechnology is progressing, not only medicine but different areas of science are benefiting from it. Therefore, nanotechnology is becoming one of the most important areas of science, and we need to delve deeper into the subject to benefit from it totally.